Okay, I'm back. So today's gonna be a little different. I've been meaning to do this because I get asked a lot, how do I clean my stuff up after I get done? Now, I use these TCP mixing cups. I got some big ones, bigger ones than these, and smaller ones than these, but these are kind of the normal size I use. It's this 100 milliliter size. It's great for doing 3 or 4 things at a time. So I'm going to show you how I clean these. I'm not trying to get these totally spotless, but what I'm trying to do is get all the big stuff out of it. So, and we'll see how this goes, because sometimes they're really easy and sometimes I got to do a little work in. So, but I do like to use gloves for these because it's just a little easier. So these have been sitting for about a week, and I have a couple hundred of them to do, but it's kind of my normal. So just the normal, I just let everything dry as is. And what I do like about these things is this hard plastic. And I just do it like this. And most of it comes out. Every now and then I'll get something stuck up in here. I'll just rub it with the gloves. I'm not trying to get these things totally spotless because I will be reusing them. Now, if they crack like this one just did, see this? I just pitch them because these things are very inexpensive. So I'll just kind of throw that one away. And see, most of the time, I just go around and they just kind of fall right out. I have a little residue here. Normally I do this in a big bin because I like to reuse some of this concrete for other little projects that I'm working on. And that's kind of how it is. See, they just pop right out. So that's kind of how I clean these. Pretty straightforward. I just let everything dry, and then see, they come out pretty good. This one doesn't have anything in it. So that one's already pretty clean. This one may be a little bit more of a challenge because I can feel it in the bottom. But you see, they just kind of pop right out. So that's kind of what I do. If there's like a big chunk in here that I want to get out, that's just kind of stuck to the sides, I may just kind of scrape it to get it out. And I'll just dump in there. If there's a little piece, like see this one's got a little piece in the middle. You just press them up, and normally the concrete pops right out. So I'm not trying to get them perfect. I'm trying to get them probably about this clean. Then I just put them back in the pile of what I'm going to use next time. And I do like to reuse some of this concrete for other projects. So I'm just not going to throw it out. This was from last time, so just kind of knock it off. But yes, I do save this stuff for next time, for different projects that I'm working on. And that's kind of good enough for right now. I'm ready to go. So put them back in the pile for next time. So this is kind of how I do it. Normally I'll sit down and I'll spend about an hour doing this and get a whole bunch of these done and get them ready for next time. I feel like paint sometimes sticks up here. This one I just first opened. So pretty good, ready to go next time. You can get them cleaner if you want to. I go through these pretty quick, so I don't like to spend a whole lot of time cleaning them. I just do it like this. It's clean enough, because I'm going to probably reuse these in about 15 minutes anyway. So what I don't want to do is waste a lot of time. So this one's going to be a little bit harder because I had some more excess here. And I'll just work it, and see, it just pops right out. So see, it pops right out. I've let these go a little bit longer, and I have more in here than I would normally have because I'm running some tests on some things on how the quantities are. So normally I wouldn't have this much waste. I try to keep waste down to about 1% of what I'm doing. So this is kind of how I do this. I'll do 100 of these at a time, or a couple hundred of these at a time, just to get them done. So I just let them pile up until I need some, or I'm tired of looking at the pile. My bin is pretty full, so now if I do have one that's really stuck real bad, I'll bring the little hammer and just pop it. I had issues with the silicone bowls, so that's when I went to these. That and the quantity of stuff I'm pouring in a given day. I may be pouring 200 of these things in a given day. It's just so much easier to have lots of things to work with, and I'm not using a real big mixer or something. And I'm pouring a whole bunch of small stuff, like what I've been doing recently. It's just easier. See, they just pop right out. If you're worried about the little pieces, I just use gloves. I use gloves for this. Easier on the hand. And then these guys are back in the pile, ready to go. Sometimes when I use these guys, they kind of get a little caked up pretty good. So I like using these. They're easy. Stuff pops right off. And they'll be ready to go too. That's kind of ready. Now if I'm doing black, as you noticed, none of these were black. I do the black stuff all at one time because it's less of a hassle. And the black's the same concept. These are all black ones. I just make a pile of black stuff that I'm working with. I'll just set that in there for right now. And the same concept. These didn't have any, those two didn't have anything in it. But this is that super black, so I'll do the same thing. And they just pop right out. Now, the only difference is the ones that I use for black I keep separate from the other ones because of the black residue that may be in there. I like to keep those separate. So, but yeah, it's just the same thing. Just push in, don't push in too hard. As you see, sometimes you get that stuff stuck in the middle. Just tap it a few times with your finger. And I'm just going to reuse these for black anyway, so I don't have to worry about the black. That's why I use the gloves, because we're using a super black. If they don't want to come out of the middle, sometimes you can just get in there. Normally I'm seeing what I'm doing. But, so that one's good enough. See, I have a lot of these. So today was a good day. I needed to do these anyway. Well, kind of. And we get that little piece that's stuck in there. So I got a piece stuck over there. It's a little bit thicker. I just take the hammer and hit it so it comes right out. So that's pretty well ready to go. This is where I'll get a couple hundred of these things. Since when I've got to sit down, I'll just do this. But so I keep all the black ones separate from the other ones because, you know, I don't want to contaminate what I'm doing with the other colors. So and sometimes when you just push up on it, they just basically almost all comes off. And see, it just keeps them. So these guys are ready. That's why I kind of like using these cups. That's some of the blacks. Yes, I've been busy this week. More. Yeah, just pushing to the sides. Most of that stuff falls right out. The big issue is, see, I have places to store these. So I can store about 400 or 500 of these things before I have to clean them. So it's just easier for me to do it this way than, you know, if you don't have the room to store this kind of stuff, just let it kind of sit. So I do like to, you know, that's where if you have a tote, you can put them in and let them kind of just sit there. And then it's not as bad. If you don't have the room, then this kind of won't work. Having a whole bunch of these, but it's the same concept. Let's see. I've been meaning to show this because there's a lot of people ask about how do you dispose of your stuff. I just let everything dry. And then I do this. If I need to, my putty knives will need to get cleaned. See, they just pop right off. This is why I wear these gloves, and I use this pretty much exclusively for what I'm doing here, because as you know, this black is not forgiving. It will stick to everything. So that's how I clean those. That's why I use gloves. So these are ready to go. They'll go back into the bin. Those will go back into the bin and to be reused. These will go back into the other bin to be reused. I keep those separate because that super black will get on everything. So that's what we got. And this, I will reuse some of this. I'll crush a bunch of this stuff back down and use it for filler for a couple other projects that I do. And make it into smaller, and then I'll use these little chips. I'll sift all this out. And as you see, it's pretty small, so you could reuse it for other things. I wouldn't use it for like candle vessels, but I would use it for like paperweight, stuff like that. It's really good for that. Or if you don't want to reuse it, then it's dry, ready to go, just pitch it in the trash. So that's it. Okay, bye.